Hi, it's Lucy, and today is the start of another reading Arcs by Black Authors reading vlog. So I've already done one of these. I'll have that linked in the cards and in the description box down below. I read Obviously by Keely Hughes and Who Put This Song On by Morgan Parker in that video. In this video, I'm planning to read Slay by Brittany Morris and The Good Luck Girls by, I forgot the author's name, and the book is in my bedroom and I don't feel like getting up to get it. You'll see when I get to it. I'm still sick at the time of this filming, not as sick. I'm actually 98 pages into Slay already, and I do have some thoughts. So I'll just get right into that, I guess. This video will be spoiler free. You shouldn't hear the bell in the background because I'm using this mic, but if you do, I got a cat and he has a bell on him. Let's see if I can get him. Come. Oop. Up you go. Okay. This is my cat. His name is Tucker. He'll do anything. He'll just sit there. Like he's okay with everything. Can I jump on here? Up you go. He's going to the window now. But yeah, back to Slay. Like I said, I am 98 pages into this book. And I actually have like a list of notes that I've been taking as I've been reading because I've been meaning to start this vlog. I think I started this book 2 days ago. I've been meaning to start this vlog for 2 days now. And I just haven't had the time, or I keep forgetting to do it until I'm not in a place to start it. And I don't know. This is long-winded. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the bullet points that I have. So basically, I guess I should tell you a synopsis of this book. Basically, we follow Kira Johnson, who is one of the only Black students at her school. She, often feels like the odd one out because of that, but she creates this video game, which is like an online role-playing card game that is based on Black culture, and it's for Black teen students. What are you eating? But yeah, she creates this card game that is based around Black culture for Black teens and Black kids. But unfortunately, she has to keep the fact that she is the creator of this card game a secret because she doesn't think the people around her will understand. And then something happens with the game where someone gets killed over it, and so her game gets really demonized by the media, and she has to deal with it because Slay is the one place she feels safe. I do want to preface what I'm about to say with, I do think I'm liking it. I'm really engaged in it. I want to see where it goes. First, like I said, she creates this video game. I assumed because it is described as a multiplayer online card game that it was a card game, which realistically, to make a video game like that isn't terribly hard. But apparently this is actually a VR game where you do use cards, but it seems really unclear how the gameplay actually is, because the cards are mentioned and they're they give you this power, but then the moves that the characters do are apparently moves that they're doing in real life because it's VR, which sounds crazy, not crazy, but sounds really off to me. It doesn't sound all that possible. And then the execution of making a video game like this. If you don't know, my background is I am a software developer. I don't develop video games, and I don't have a lot of experience doing that. I have done a few classes or just practice things where you make a video game that involves physics, and just basic physics for a video game is really hard. That's why video game manufacturers, video game companies employ so many people to do that. There's a lot of math involved. The descriptions of what goes on in the game, it just doesn't sound like one single 16-year-old could do this. Her game can handle hundreds of thousands of people in it. I think the first battle or whatever says that there's 100,000 people in that arena. Her game is big enough that it can handle that many people. She's running servers like that by herself. Who's paying for it? And I know that the reason that this comes into my mind is because this is supposed to be contemporary fiction. As far as I know, it's not marketed as an alternative universe. The other aspects of the book don't seem to be any kind of alternative universe. The rest of the technology that's described in the book doesn't seem to be advanced in any way. I guess the realistic part of my brain, just none of this makes sense. Realistically, one 16-year-old person, girl or boy, who is self-taught is probably, even if they do manage to make a video game like that to that scale, who's paying for it? The servers that you would need for that amount of traffic it would cost a lot of money for the game to be running. So that's just my first thing. Like, it doesn't seem like that part of it was all that well researched, I guess, to me. Probably if you had never heard me say this and you don't know anything about video games or how the internet or anything works, you would not notice I'm working on suspending my disbelief. But then every time she talks about something in the game, like, it just keeps coming back. So that's my first, I guess, issue, which it should be easy for you to suspend your disbelief. It's not a big issue. None of these are big issues. They're just things that I've been noticing, and they kind of distract me from the reading experience, honestly. Secondly, our main character has a boyfriend who's black, and he's a hotep. If you don't know who a hotep is, the book actually describes it. The book calls him a hotep, actually. Like the first thing he said out of his mouth, like, ugh, it just makes me cringe. I don't know, like, you do you in whatever relationship you're in, but, like, I think the first thing he says, like, in the book is he, like, greets her and is like, hey, queen, and it's so cringy. I don't know where the book is going with his character either, which makes me uncomfortable. Like, the book does call him out, like, through her sister, even though Kiara does kind of dismiss it. For now, I'm still in the beginning of the book, so she might learn from her ways or whatever, but it just makes me uncomfortable, especially all the queens, and she calls him king. It's really weird. Ugh. The other thing with Malcolm is that before, this isn't really a spoiler because it is in like the first 50 pages, but basically before the events of this book, Kiara and her sister and Malcolm used to go to a public school, which had way more black kids. They lived in a different neighborhood with more diversity. Something happened where her parents decided to take her out of the school, and Malcolm had gotten expelled. And now they all go to this private school that it is mentioned that her parents pay a lot of money for. And it's not that they can't afford it, but it's definitely like they're not rolling in it, I think, is what is implied. But they're still, like, well-to-do people, I think. The thing with Malcolm is that I don't understand how he's going to this school. It's a private school, and like I mentioned, it's expensive because it's a private school. But in the book, it does mention that Malcolm grew up poor. So I don't understand how he's at this private school after getting expelled. Because if it wasn't mentioned that he got expelled from their previous school, then I could say, oh, he's on a scholarship, but nobody's really giving kids who are expelled from schools scholarships. So that's just like another logistical thing that confuses me, I guess. I guess it could be that just because he grew up poor doesn't mean he's not poor now. I would just appreciate clarification. So yeah, those are all of the thoughts I've been having about Slay right now, but I think, like, basically we're done with the synopsis. Where I'm at right now, everything that the synopsis mentions has happened, so I think we're gonna get to the part of the book where we learn new things, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, now I'm gonna go and edit some videos, and my cat is under the bed right now. I'm probably just gonna leave him there, honestly. Hi, so I finished Slay, and there's a cat in my lap. I think I'm going to end up giving it 3.5 stars. A lot for, I'm not going to lie, for like the most of the middle of the book, I was like, maybe this is only getting 3 stars. It was just really hard for me to suspend my disbelief based on all the stuff about technology and things, because this is a contemporary set in what, as far as I know, our world. So it's just really hard for me to suspend my disbelief enough to believe that basically one person created this entire game with its own world and everything, was paying for the servers. There is like a slight explanation for how they acquired servers to host the game, but it was literally 6 servers. That's not enough to host an entire immersive multiplayer game that can host thousands of people. It's just not realistic. So it was just really hard for me to suspend my disbelief, because it doesn't, I don't know, it didn't seem all that researched. I feel like if it had just been set like slightly more in the future, where people were like, oh yeah, technology is a little easier to use or something. So this probably won't bother anyone else, or most people who aren't software developers. This is meant to inspire like young girls who, or young black girls who like want to work in tech, want to design video games and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I think it just kind of, not an unrealistic picture, but it's just it's just off for me. Yeah, so that part was really annoying. I really liked the ending of it. I liked how it all wrapped up. This book introduces discussion about like respectability politics, which I really, really liked. That's not something I've really seen really delved into in a book like for YA, and I really appreciated like that whole part of the book. I thought that was the best part. Actually, I thought the best part was this book also has like interspersed chapters of other people who play the game and how important it was for them and how important it was for them as like Black people specifically. I really liked that part. I actually didn't like the main character Kira a lot. I felt like my friend described it because I was talking about it with a friend right after I finished reading it. If you want me to believe she's so smart to basically create this entire game by herself with like the help of one other person who she just found on the internet, then she should be smart enough to like have some common sense, I think. So that was the issue for me. But yeah, overall, the ending was really good. I think if you don't care about like technology or like know anything about how like video games work or anything, what I said will not bother you. I think it is inspiring. I don't know. There is a point where it is considered like really insane, like amazing that she did that, like created that game. So it's not just like a commonplace thing where like development is easy, but like any like big video game company has like hundreds of people working for it. I don't know, just that was really hard for me to get away from, like I keep saying. But other than that, I do think it would be inspiring for people to try and get in technology. I thought like the whole explanation of like the world of the game and how important the game was for people and what it means for like Black people to have a space, especially in video games. I thought that was important, and I really did like the conversation about that. And what else can I say? Yeah, I think that's kind of it. The next book I'm going to read is The Good Luck Girls. I don't know if I'm going to start that today. I'll let you know when I start it. And yeah, so that's my overall review of Slay, I guess. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. I liked it. Like I said, the respectability politics discussion was really good. This does have, not an examination, but it kind of does show an abusive relationship. I don't think it dealt with it as well as it could have. So that's one thing I wasn't a huge fan of. Or not a huge fan of, but I don't think, like it kind of dropped it, it felt like to me. So I didn't love that. But yeah, overall 3.5 stars. I'll update you guys when I'm back. Yes, you. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys I started reading The Good Luck Girls by, I don't remember who wrote this. I don't even have the book out because I was sitting in my bed and I was like, I should update this vlog because I started this book and I'm almost 100 pages in. I think I'm on page 79. So things are well underway. So far, I'm liking it. I don't really have a lot else to say other than I am enjoying it. Did I tell you the synopsis for this book? I don't think so. So The Good Luck Girls is like a YA Western kind of thing. It's set in a world where there are Dust Bloods and Fair Bloods, and I don't know how important that is. It has been mentioned multiple times, but I don't know. I'm not sure how important it is. So basically, we follow a group of 5 girls who live in this welcome house, which is basically a place where they live, and they have to take care of men in that way. It starts on your 16th birthday is when you start doing that part, and before that, if you live there, you just do like daily chores and things like that. So one of the girls on her 16th birthday is going to do that for the first time, and she ends up killing the man who is going to do that. And so her and 4 of the other girls go on the run because obviously if you kill someone, that is probably frowned upon. So they're going on the run and going to try and find a way to like free themselves, because also attaching them to the welcome house, they have these like tattoo kind of things that basically if everyone sees them, then they will know that they are Good Luck Girls, which is like the title. So the girls who live at that house are called Good Luck Girls. That's kind of the basic premise, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. So far, I like the characters we're following. I thought that this was going to be either from the girl who killed the man's perspective or from all 5 of their perspectives. So far, we've gotten 2 characters' perspectives, but it seems like we've been in the second character's perspective for a while, so I don't know if it's just told from her perspective or what. So we'll see about that, but other than that, I am enjoying it. Hello! It's probably been a while since I last updated you guys, so sorry about that. Clearly I'm outside. Clearly, I feel like you can tell this is the same corner I vlogged in my last reading vlog. But yeah, so I don't think I'm much further in The Good Luck Girls than the last time I've updated you guys. I'm currently on page 198. I just read some more on the train, and I am still really liking it. Sorry, I try not to vlog when I'm crossing the street, but yeah, I'm still really liking it. I think it's such a fun read, even though, I mean, it's not like a lot of fun topics, but we're watching these girls, or reading about these girls, like robbing men who suck, and just like going around town on these horses. It's great, really. I really like it so far. I guess there's some kind of like, is it racial allegory, but also kind of racial anyway. I don't know. The book talks about something called like dust bloods. Like, there are two types of people in this world the book is set in. There are dust bloods and fair bloods, and most of the girls we're following are dust bloods, except for one is a fair blood. And the dust bloods are basically people without shadows, and they are without shadows because like generations ago their ancestors were like prisoners or something, and their shadows were ripped from them, and then their kids were born without shadows. Almost all dust bloods owe a debt to the fair blood because of some other stuff, but it's just kind of mentioned sometimes. Like, I guess it's kind of like that's kind of why the girls are there, because their families were desperate, because they're all poor, because they all owe debts. Other than that, like I said, I'm really enjoying this book. It's just really a good time watching these girls rob men. Morning! Don't I look cute? So right now I'm going to be finishing up this reading vlog while I do a get ready with me kind of thing. So yeah, so I have finished The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. I had to look at who wrote this book, and it was so good. Okay, sorry if you can hear the bell from my cat, but he has a bell on him. I don't want to get the mic out because I have to leave in like 10 minutes. And yeah, so it was so good. Okay, after finishing Slay, and in my last reading arcs video, I had like mediocre feelings about who put this song on. I was like, oh my god, do I not enjoy books anymore? Like, I was kind of feeling like, oh my god, I don't, like, am I being too harsh on these authors because they're black? Like, I was worried. But The Good Luck Girls was so good, so I'm so happy that it was good. And I really enjoyed reading it the whole time. Like, every update I've given you guys, I think I've only given you two updates on this book, but every update I was like, I'm enjoying it, and I still continue to enjoy it the whole way through. I liked the ending. I thought that it was very fitting for how the book was going. I really enjoyed like following these characters, getting to know these characters. The one thing that, oh my god, I forgot lotion, shit. The one thing that I will say was like not quite disappointing, but just, I guess, not what I expected. I think I mentioned this in like my first update. I thought this was gonna follow like multiple perspectives, but technically it's told in like limited third person, I think is what it's called, where we get the mind of one character. I'm trying to make like a tinted moisturizer with my foundation and my actual moisturizer. I don't know how this is gonna go though. So yeah, but it's that kind of perspective. So we really only follow like one character, and ooh, my skin is already getting so pale, shit. Where we really only follow like one character, and we get like only their thoughts really. And I think the book could have benefited from actually doing the multiple perspectives, but the one perspective we did get, I really did like. That was the only thing, but like I said, the one perspective we did get, I thought was really interesting. I just think the book could have benefited from having the other characters' perspectives. Like I said, we follow 5 girls, 3. Follow 5 girls, and then towards the, like, 100 pages in, they're joined, maybe not less than 100 pages in, honestly. They're joined by, like, a guy, and we follow them as they're trying to basically find freedom. The whole adventure was so cool. Like I mentioned in, I think, my last update, they, like, end up having to, like, rob people, and I thought that was super interesting because they also talk about kind of, I guess, like, not really capitalism, but they're all, like, really mad at the system and everything, and so they don't mind stealing from these people, especially because they find these people at other welcome houses where they were basically tortured. It was a good life, but being forced to sleep with men from the age of 16 is not a good life, even if you are healthy and taken care of. I found that super fascinating, the discussions they had about it, how the main character feels. The book has a good discussion about anger and using anger and not letting it control you, and I thought that was really cool. The characters could have been, I guess, more fleshed out. There is an FF romance that is it implied? I think it's, like, pretty out there. What is the word? Not out there. Like, it's involved in the story. I couldn't remember the word. Not with 2 of the side characters, I guess. And it was really cute. I like that. So that is diversity is included, and I appreciated that. And I think that's kind of it. I enjoyed the whole process of reading this. I absolutely recommend it. I'm giving it 4 stars, I think. Maybe 4.5 stars. But there was nothing really wrong with it for me. It's just, I don't know, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, overall, I think I'm gonna limit these, like, reading arcs by Black authors videos to 2 books because it's just easier that way. And so in this video, I read Slay, which I ended up giving, I think in this video, I said 3.5 stars, but on Goodreads, I ended up downgrading it to 3 just because I realized I really didn't enjoy it that much. Unfortunately, like I mentioned when I was, like, officially reviewing it, I did really want to enjoy it, but I just couldn't, because I always had, like, how unrealistic it was in the back of my head, I guess, just the virtual reality part, and since it took up so much of the story, I just couldn't, like, let it go. I don't know why. It made it hard to enjoy any other part of the story, and I also wasn't I didn't love the main character. I still do recommend it because I think it is an important book, and I think most people will enjoy it. I haven't heard anyone else say bad things about Slay, except for there was one Goodreads review which had a similar problem to me, where the whole virtual reality thing didn't make any sense, and it, like, made it hard for them to enjoy the rest of it, and they didn't love the characters. But everyone else I've seen review Slay has given it at least 4 stars, so I'd still recommend it if you're interested. The Good Look Girls, there's no caveat. I wholeheartedly recommend this. I thought I was going to be done with the makeup by the time I finish the review, but I guess not. Hold on. I'll come back and finish that up in a second. Okay, so that's the end of this Get Ready With Me. I probably don't look that much different because all I do for, oh my god, I used the wrong lid. All I do for work is put on highlighter. I use the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Cognac as highlighter / blush, even though I don't believe in blush, but I've been liking the way it looks on my skin lately, so I've been using it. And I just do my foundation tinted moisturizer thingy. That's all I really do. So yeah, but back to the books. Like I said, I really enjoyed The Good Look Girls and absolutely recommend it. Slay I recommend if you're into it, but I didn't enjoy it that much. And I think that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you have any opinions about either of the books that I talked about in this video, let me know in the comments down below. I am planning to do a 3rd video in this series before the end of the year. That video I think is going to feature Full Disclosure by Cameron, I forgot her last name, and By Any Means Necessary by Candace, forgot their last name also, but it's going to feature those 2 books. Again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post a video, so you can get notified whenever I post the next video in this series. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!